Welcome to episode 5 of Groundwork to Greatness. Today we're going to be working on trailer. We're not moving in the trailer, we're just going to be introducing onto the trailer and loading. Okay.
Just as a heads up, you're going to want to hold on to your sense of humor during this video. But getting started, I always like to introduce them to the trailer from the outside, not from the inside. First, this just lets them sniff it and touch it and basically just get associated with it. This is going to be Rain's third time trailering. The first time was her transporting to me, and the second time was me moving her to a different farm. So this is only going to be her second time with this trailer. With this trailer, it is a straight load with a ramp. It is not big enough inside to turn them around and walk them down the ramp, so you have to back them down the ramp. So we will be working on both loading up and backing down the ramp. My best advice is to keep the doors open as much as you can to let as much light into the trailer as possible, so it doesn't look like you're walking them into a dark hole. This normally helps just get them a little more associated that they can see while they're inside the trailer, and it makes them less scared. And she's really easy to load, surprisingly. She's pretty brave. She doesn't mind the sound that the ramp makes. She just walks on up. She'll look around at her surroundings and look around inside, which is perfectly fine. So I just let her take her time when she walks on, because she's pretty chill about it for a yearling. So she just normally takes her time and just loads on. Just make sure you reassure them that, everything's okay and make it a positive experience. When I am teaching them to load, I normally keep food inside the trailer, grain in a bucket, and this just gives them a little snack. I prefer not to use treats when I'm inside the trailer, because if they're looking for the cookies in your hand, it gets a little hard to put the bars up if they're grabbing at your hands. So I just use a little bit of grain. If they don't load up very easy, you can put some hay inside, some grain. Maybe open up the whole trailer, take the divider out, and just get them used to being inside. She's pretty chill, so I just open it up a little bit for her and just feeding her and keeping her relaxed. If they're hard to load up, you can try to coerce them inside. I don't recommend on trying to scare them inside the trailer, because then they'll get scared of the trailering and it'll lead to other issues. So definitely just doing it quietly and patiently and trying to make sure that they are okay in their environment, just like everything else that you do with them. I tie her with a slip knot just high up on the outside side this time, because I'm too short to reach the other hook. I didn't think that through before I started loading her up, but I had to use the other one. I'll normally use the inside one. I just was giving her some food after I tied her up, just to keep her munching and distracted, that she's not staring at something or gonna freak out, because whenever there's food in her mouth, she's quiet. And just I normally am just by myself when I trailer, so I teach them to let me walk around the trailer and come back through the back. I talk or whistle to them so that they know that I'm still there. I'm just out of sight for a moment. She's pretty easy about me putting the butt bar up. If you have a horse that's running backwards, I definitely recommend not using 2 or 3 people. One person inside the trailer petting her, another person holding her head, and then a third person using the butt bar. But she's pretty relaxed, and she trailed a long way when she was little to get to Florida. She was in the trailer for about 2 days, and then a 3-day layover, and then another 2 days to get all the way down from northern Idaho. So she turned into a trailer pro after that long trip. Then, she's quiet, staying there with them until they're quiet inside the trailer. She's pretty chill, so it doesn't take that long. She's harder about unloading the trailer. So I just, went back, pet her, said good job, undid the butt bar, and then I'm going back to the front to give her some more food, and then I'll start to unload her. Now, you really need to hold on to your sense of humor while I'm unloading her. And I try to make the video a little funny. She's a little stubborn about backing down the ramp. But just use a little patience and take your time, one step at a time, literally, to get down the ramp. Just 1 foot at a time with her. And it's better for me that they're a little more stubborn than they're flying backwards, because when they're flying backwards, it's a little hard to get off the trailer safely. So always prefer the stubbornness, but don't scare them backwards. Just let them kind of do their thing. finally got her to step on the ramp, and then from there it was pretty easy for her to walk down the ramp. Just keep in mind to turn them towards the outside if you're loading from this way, just to keep them on the middle of the ramp. And after that, she was great and gave her lots of pets. It's just the initial getting on the ramp for her that's always difficult.
That sums up episode 5 about trailering. See you next week.